Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Jessica Abernathy, and with me today is Tricia Montgomery, and you are listening to Pets Are Family.
I feel like I'm looking at like Harley from the Suicide Squad.
I have attitude some days.
Chanting a little bit there. If you see Jared Leto, send him my way.
I do not like him at all. No offense, Jared.
Oh my God! I think he's so hot.
Nope.
I think Jared Leto. Any day. Gosh darn it! I think he's so stinking cute. So anyway, and look at you. You have a different background. I do have to say that. Although to our audience, it took me a couple days to realize this, so I am intentionally noticing Jessica's background and
it's not green anymore.
Lovely and blush color.
Yeah, I was going to say, and all the cows are still the same. They might be rearranged again. And they might be rearranged by next weekend because I got to put a second coat on because it didn't. The pink, even though Bear, love you Bear, but Bear said it was a one coat will cover anything. It did not cover that ugly green.
Well, it wasn't ugly. It was very bright kind of, and I think it. Yeah, but this more matches your personality. I love that color. And guys, it takes me a couple days to notice things. Like yesterday, I think Jessica and I had a lovely conversation. I go, Jessica, I go, those necklaces, I go, that's a tattoo. I said, let me see that. I go, I haven't seen that before. And I say that like every 4 months. I'm like, I haven't seen that before.
Had them for over 10 years. Same arm, same thing. Same tattoo. It's
keeping things real and new.
Ooh, look, it's new. Just cracks me up.
Oh my gosh, we have got a lot going on today, and it's been super busy, and it's just a lot of stuff. So anyway, I think today we're going to talk about some stuff about the top breeds because you wanted to talk about that, and let's have a conversation.
I was looking up things to talk about, and I was like looking up top pets in general.
Right.
And it goes it goes dog, and then it goes and I can't say it right, and I'm just gonna apologize to everybody out there because I had to call my sister-in-law, shout out to Gretchen, and ask her how to say it, and I still can't say it. But it's those fish that look like little humans with those little eyeballs and those fingers. It's Axolotl.
Axolotl.
Yeah, Axolotl. You know we're going to get
Axolotl? Axolotl?
Yeah.
Axolotl?
Yep, something like that, okay. Yeah. I don't think it's Axolotl. I think it's Axolotl. Something it's close. Very, very close, yes.
We are butchering this for all the owners of those people like fish. I've never seen.
Oh, my niece has 3.
Well, I see plenty of fish in my canal in the water, and they're like swimming about. Like,
yeah, but do they look like they walk up to you and say, "Hey, good morning, let's have coffee together"?
Oh my God, that would creep me out. No, I don't want that. Nobody wants that. No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants
They are actually really, really cute in person. They're really cute. I mean, they're like, you just kind of want to like put your hand in the water and pet it.
I don't. I've never seen them, and I don't. I love watching like the manatees and the dolphins and, everything, all the other critters, sea bass, the things that we've got in our like little canal here. But I don't want to see that.
Why not? It's so,
I don't know.
So cute.
I have enough to worry about with alligators here. I don't.
Okay. There you go.
I'm looking at Frank right now, and Frank says he doesn't want that either. So
he doesn't want that.
He doesn't want.
They're
Frank,
so cute. You know what? I think I might share my screen for the first time ever on the podcast, so you can see what it looks like. Yes. That's a joke between the two of us if I can figure out how to do it.
Jessica says that she's going to, on my headstone when I pass away, it's going to say, "Can I share my screen?"
It is going to say that. All right, I'm going to try it. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen.
Right? I'm waiting. Can you do it?
Let's see. I have to figure it out. I don't know how to do this yet.
Well, there's a share screen button right below that arrow, and it says share your screen. and you can
I
do
know, but it
screen or
says a
presentation.
tab, and I got to figure out which tab it wants.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm like, oh.
Hey guys, and it's not a Monday. It's not a Monday that we're taping this on, and it's relatively like 9:00 for me, 8:00 for Jessica. So we should be up and at 'em since we've been up since like 4:00.
Well, I don't share my
By the way,
often.
can I just tell you?
What?
We talk about getting up early all the time. I read something yesterday. Guess who gets up? Who else gets up early? And it's just a successful woman.
If you're going to tell me Oprah, I'm going to be like, okay.
Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner gets up at 4:30 every day, and she says she feels that she has
Okay, there's your fish. You tell me that ain't kind of cute.
I find it just very creepy. I do not like it at all. I'm going to see that in my sleep tonight in my nightmares. Thank you so much. That is that's weird looking. No.
It is, but they're cute. They're very, very cute.
No,
they really
so
are.
sorry. No.
You know, so there you
Back
go.
to Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner says she gets up at between 4 and 4:30 every day. She exercises, and she says that's probably like why she's so successful is because she gets up early and she does all these things, and she always feels like she has more hours than other people. So Kris Jenner, if you're listening, hats off to you. I get up early too.
Does she sleep?
Well, I think she must. We sleep, albeit 3-4 hours, 5 hours, but you can't tell. Look how cute we are. I mean, is anybody denying how cute we are? No.
It's called makeup to help me look like I'm awake. I'm like, concealer? I'm like, can you hide? Can you hide those back? Oh, these glasses are great because, this little part right here hides that like extra bag there because it's resting on it.
You won't let me wear my glasses because you say they make my face look too thin, so I won't wear glasses, but I just use them for reading anyway.
They do to make you, because you always worry about that, and I try to tell you that stuff.
I know. Oh my gosh, just gonna have the most beautiful relationship. Okay, back to the conversation.
Okay.
Here.
Anyways,
we're talking about
most popular.
You said it was dogs, and then that creepy fish, and then you said it was cats.
Wait, and then if you want to believe this one, ready? Then it is ferrets.
Ferrets.
I haven't heard about ferrets, bearded dragons, and then it just goes into like parrots, rabbits, turtles, guinea pigs, and then snakes. Snakes actually made it on the top 10.
I don't like ferrets because they smell like sweet pea. Because we had some ferrets that came in to pause when I was there, and I just, they smell. They smell.
I wouldn't go by sweet pea. I mean, I've taken care of ferrets.
It's like musky. It's like musky.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that either. It's not. There's nothing sweet about it.
Okay, so
let's go that route. Not one thing sweet about that, but no, I get it.
So, what are the top breeds that they're saying? I think that I know what they are, but what are they? First of all, let's talk about cats. What about cats?
Well, one of the top breeds is Maine Coons.
Well. I have a story.
You've got a story. You've got a good story. This is a good story, I have to say. I agree.
And I've even got text messages to prove this. So during the time of COVID, my dad had passed away, and then my mom was living in an independent living facility in Winghaven in Missouri. And my mom decided that she was going to get a cat because Buddy, her cat that she had with Dad, had passed away, so she was going to get a cat, and we were saying, no, Mom, we'll get one. But anyway, so my mom, in the middle of the night, decided to. Well, let me back up. I first got a text from her, and I'm in a meeting, and I look at it, I'm like, and she asked me, she said, if something happened to me and I had a cat, would you take care of it? And I quickly sent her a text back. I go, of course. Mom, of course, I love you. She goes, what's the best litter box? And so I sent her back, what my perception of the best litter box was at the time while I was in a meeting.
And are you thinking in your head, what is she up to? I mean, like, is anything in your head? Is there flags going off, like little red flags, like going, bing?
Well, I think I was so busy. It should have been. I was so busy in a meeting. And then later, the next day I get a message, and my mom has purchased a mail order cat, and that from like the Maine Coon site, and they're going to deliver it to her. And I go, Mom, are they using a drone? I call my sisters, and I'm like,
because it's during COVID.
It's during COVID. And this cat is like in like California, Colorado, wherever it is. My mom is like, has ordered, and she's put the money down, like thousands of dollars on this Maine Coon cat. And they're going to, I don't know, hover over her and like bring the cat claws down. I think I'm like, what?
You're thinking of like that, like the jaw thing that every kid wishes they could win. You know, it's like,
I am definitely thinking that it was the jaw thing. And so my mom is like, and she's like, I'm gonna do this and da 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 da. And and she's like, don't be mad at me. And she puts all these emojis, and I said, Mom, you can't have a cat. You just got out of the hospital. You can barely walk. I mean, you're in a walker. You can't take care of a cat. So anyway, it became this whole thing. And so I actually had to call the Maine Coon cat people, and I explained to them who I was, and basically what was going on. And so they took away the delivery, and they took back their cat that had not been delivered, but they did not refund my mom's money. So it was just sad. So that's my Maine Coon cat story. My mom loved Maine Coon cats because honestly, they're super cute. If I was a cat
they're big.
They're big and they're fluffy. They're big and they're fluffy.
Not all of them are fluffy.
Oh, but they're so cute.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I have a half-breed one. Look at me, I got a half-breed.
I can say the song "Half-Breed" if you want me to from Cher.
No, please don't, because you know how YouTube and me and you and say, yeah, it just does not love us. And Mr. Frank's back there looking at you like, are you really going to sing? I wish you could have seen his face. At the same time, you start singing, he goes like this.
So I have to show you this. This is an actual, if you can see that. Here is a message this is from November 6th, 2020, where she says, I swear. So the first message is, okay, so it's like, and you can see on this, these are whenever your parents start getting older, they start doing the emojis. She says, what self-cleaning litter box do you think is best? And I get like 25 cat emojis, a dozen roses, and like lips and hearts. I still have messages from my mom, by the way.
Oh,
I go, Mom, I go, the best, and really, and I'm typing it since I'm in a meeting, it's close to $600. They also have Simply Cleaning, self-cleaning, Wi-Fi enabled litter box, automatic litter box. And she goes, if I got a cat, would you take care of it if anything would happen to me? And she says, I go, yes, of course. And then later on, that's where the ragdoll kitties come up.
Oh, it was a ragdoll. Oh, wow.
Sorry, it was not a Maine Coon cat. It was a ragdoll cat. So I have to say this message. I am so sorry. Me. I'm bad. I acted like a spoiled brat. Sometimes I think I'm 88 and I should do what I want to. She says, Cheryl said Dad wouldn't like that, and she's right. Please forgive me.
Oh, my gosh. You are hilarious. Yeah,
it wasn't a Maine Coon cat. It was a rag.
But still, they're beautiful. But yeah, our Harry is half Maine Coon. We took him to the vet, and the vet,
my God,
his head is like this. I mean, Harry's head's like huge. Let me just put it this way. Harry is, I have two cats, which we all know Bin Laden, because we talk about him enough.
Like Harry's the stepchild because you never talk about him.
Because Harry's the good one. Harry's the really good animal in the house.
But shouldn't you talk about the good ones as opposed to the bad?
You don't have to, because he's so good. He's just like we talk about the troubled ones. We talk about the ones that get in trouble. We talk about the ones that are not good. That's how come we never talk about Harry. He's such a good cat. He's such a good boy. But Harry is bigger than Brutus. He's taller and he's bigger and he weighs more than Brutus. Yeah, Harry's big and he's half Maine Coon. He's not even full Maine Coon, but he's half. But he's like 26 pounds. His head is 3 times bigger than Bin Laden's. 3 times. You know what I mean? But like I said, he is, if Brutus and Harry are sitting there in the kitchen together, Harry's about half a head taller than Brutus.
Wow.
And he's lost weight, but he's not fat. He's not fat at all.
Just a big cat.
He's big. He's a big boy. You know what I mean? He's, you don't mess with him. And Harry's the one in the house. You just don't mess with him because he will take your eyes out. He has no problems with it. He lets you know, I don't like you, I'll take your eyeballs out. But he was a barn cat that,
Does he say that to you? He's like, I'm gonna cut you.
He does to Brutus. Brutus will come up and he just hisses at Brutus and says, I'm gonna hurt you. I will hurt you. I promise you.
Oh my God, that's so hilarious. My sister has a cat named Simon, and he's a fat cat, and his belly like hangs down, and he like jumps from like their kitchen cabinet to the top of the refrigerator. Sometimes I don't think his belly's gonna clear the refrigerator one day, and he's just gonna ploop, But
what's really funny is my cats have figured out how to jump on everything, except for I have a gate, like a waist-high gate on my door so that the dog and the dog can't get into rooms. And the cats have figured out they can't jump it, even though they totally could, because but they think they can't jump it, which is great. I love that because I'm allergic to both of them. So it's kind of nice. I can put a gate on certain doors and I can open up the room and I don't have to worry about them going in and like putting their fur everywhere and all their dinner, make me sneeze all day.
I'm okay with dogs and cats on furniture. You know me, I sleep with Mr. Frank. But I will tell you, on countertops and things like that.
Yep, I have a problem with that.
Strongly opposed to that. I am very much. In fact, I am.
No animals where food is. That's my thing.
Absolutely.
If I eat or food gets prepared or food's cooked there, no animals.
There was one time that an organization put me up in an Airbnb, not an Airbnb, but like a shared space while I was doing some work there in Savannah, Georgia. And I was with this girl and she had a cat and she allowed it everywhere on the countertops. She would feed him on the countertops. And I took about 2 days of that and I'm like, gotta go. This is not for me. The cat had like drool coming from it. And it's like, nope,
Harry drools. I have to say that, but no, we had the same problem because Teddy liked cat food, which is not good. You know what I mean? It would make him sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had to figure out a way to feed the cats their food and not keep Teddy out of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he was a sneaky little devil. He's like, okay, well, it's now down a level. I'm going to figure out how to get down that level. Even though you guys put a fence there, I'll figure it out. So what we wound up doing, which is pretty cool, is we took a cabinet that we got from, I got it online. It has, glass doors on the front of it. It has 2 shelves. And what I did, it's really nice. What I did is I cut out the side of the door on the side wall and I put a cat door on it and I feed the cats in there. The dog can't go in there, can see it. The smell is contained because of the doors. But if I need to open the doors, I can open it up, clean it out, do whatever I want, switch it out, shut the doors. And that's how that's how the cats get fed. There's the upper shelf because they can jump because we cut in half. So the upper shelf has their wet food and the bottom shelf has their dry food. So they can go up and eat their wet food or they can sit down and eat their dry food.
Look at you, Miss Innovation. Not only are you a gardener, but you're an innovator too. That's pretty cool, Jessica. Jessica spent this past weekend gardening, by the way. And she was sending me beautiful pictures from her garden and I informed her. I asked if she delivered. She delivered.
I do. I just put up my veggie net this morning. So I have like this. I can't wait because I have this arch. If it turns out the way it should, first attempt. If it turns out, because I have 10 tomato plants, this arch will be like all tomatoes coming all the way over, and I can walk underneath it. And it should have just like tomato plants. I have vines and tomatoes dropping around. If it comes out the way it should.
I love fresh tomatoes. I could just chomp them and put fresh salt on them and chomp them up. They're so good. I love them.
I have
Favorites.
beef tomatoes. I have heirloom tomatoes. I have small cherry tomatoes. I have, like I said, I have 10 tomato plants. I have basil. I have string beans, green beans, peppers, red peppers. I've got spinach, lettuce. I'm growing it all.
You're like the Martha Stewart of our world here. By the way, Martha Stewart, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on our podcast. You've got some stuff going on right now.
I could learn a lot from you, girlfriend, because this is all new to me.
Martha, we'd love to have you. First of all, you're like 80 million years old and you look like you're 20, so I would love to know about that, where Martha's getting her, why she's looking so young.
It's called She Hangs Out with Snoop Dogg. That's why she looks so young.
Well, there you go. I got a Snoop Dogg. I'm happy to talk to you too. Just come on our way. I'd love that too. So let's talk about the top dog breeds, because you had mentioned something, and I think that's not because it's from the site that you got it from. But tell me, what's the top dog breed?
It's because it came from the cat site. But it if you think about it, it's not, because it's not what's in Florida. So you got to get outside of Florida.
Oh no, national.
Yeah,
You look at the national.
I see
tell
it.
me.
I can see it because I've gotten many calls as a pet sitter. I've gotten a ton of calls for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So one of the top animals, I'm not saying it's the top dog, the top animal in that city. The top dog, let me grab it really quick because I got pets. There we go. So the top animal requested. I do. I have a bunch of notes, and I have little stickies too. The top requested by city is Cane Corsos, and that's in like Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, New York, Chicago, you know what I mean? Dallas, all over Texas. But if you live in California, it's the French Bulldog, because San Francisco, LA, and all of them have the Frenchie.
Florida's a French Bulldog too.
And I could see that. I could totally see that because of, you and I talked about it. I could see that just because of what's been going on in these cities, what's been going on
politically.
They're protection animals, you know what I mean?
Scary climate.
Yep, and I've been seeing more and more of them. Now, Cane Corsos are beautiful dogs, but they're
Our friend Michelle from Muttgut had Cane Corsos.
She has 2, I think.
I think she had 2. Yep. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous dogs.
Yeah, they're beautiful, but they're very loyal to their family. Very, very loyal to your family. And you need, as a pet sitter, you need to do your research on them. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need to make sure. I have connections with, some of the sports teams and stuff like that. And I take care of some different sports, people that are on our sports teams here in Chicago. And I had a new one that moved into the city, and they had a large herd of dogs. They had quite a few of them. And one of them was a Cane Corso. And they asked me if I was okay with being bit on a regular basis. And I was like, this was before I ever got bit by the other dog, that we talked about. But they asked me, and they were like, you will probably be bit a couple times. And they had a Cane Corso, 3 pit bulls, and then it went down. And I was like, no, that's not acceptable. And they're like, but it has to be. And I'm like, not in any world is that acceptable, that you asking me to come work for you and know that I'm going to get bit by a dog like those 3 right there alone. I'm like, no. And I wouldn't take the job, and they were upset with me because I wouldn't take the job.
Was it a nip, or would it be a nip or a bite?
No, it was a bite. There's a difference between a nip. There's a difference between a...
Yeah, I know that.
It's a bite. A full-blown bite. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Why would they do
that? And I had to sign something saying I wouldn't sue them.
Well, I mean, that's an accident waiting to happen. I wouldn't.
No kidding. That's what I said.
Wouldn't even touch that with a 69.5-foot pole.
I didn't take them on as a client. That's for sure. I was like, my significant other said, oh, but we could get a new house out of it when you do. And I'm just like, seriously?
And thank God you're not with that significant other person in your life anymore.
Nope.
The things from our past that come back to haunt us. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh, seriously. But so I think it's interesting. But one of the top... you'll find this more interesting. So that's what they're saying is the most searched. Let me put it that way. That's the most searched in those cities, okay? let me go right here. So, one more page. Wow, my fingers are dry today. I can't get anything to turn at all.
You need one of those little sticky things.
I know, right? But one of the top breeds right now, besides the French Bulldog, is the Australian Shepherds. You know what I mean? So it goes back to the normalcy of what we're used to. Australian Shepherds, the Shih Tzus in the top 10s, Cavapoos in the top 10s. You know what I mean? If you go by that ranking, the King Corso goes down to the 10th slot. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to say to you, in national rankings, it's still French Bulldog, Labrador, Golden Retriever. Yeah.
I wouldn't go that. Australian Shepherd, Golden Retriever, and then Frenchie's what I found. But I think it depends on where you are. What.
But national rankings shouldn't. National rankings. If you say,
it's going to change. It's going to change by if we look at a cat site, a wet dog site, a veterinarian site. If we're looking at a breeder site that breeds this breed. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be like, I want to push. You know what I mean?
I got Chihuahuas and Shih Tzus. And then
Chihuahuas are huge here. You can get a
Yorkshire Terriers. Who would want to? And then and pit bulls, of course. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
But that's, I just find
I love me some pitties. I love me some pitties.
You like yourself some pitties. I have a thing for smush nosed. If your nose is looks like somebody just pounded you in, hit in, I'm your mommy. I love me some smush nose. Oh, I love them. Teddy was a really, Teddy snored so loud, and Brutus is like a runner up, but Teddy snored so loud. We have Alexa in my house. I don't think she's gonna chime in anymore, but we have her in our house, right? And we have it set up that downstairs our lights, are on, all that. So we have it set, turns on at a certain hour and it turns off around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So it looks like, it goes on and off. But we have a setting that we actually had to turn off because if it heard snoring, it would turn off. So if you fell asleep downstairs, it would just turn the lights off.
Oh,
right?
My God.
So that way you just slept on the couch for the night, right? Well, you would get up to go to the bathroom, right? And it would be, 9 o'clock and you're watching the 9 o'clock news before you're getting ready to go to bed, and you come back down and all the lights would be off because she turns off all the lights in the house because it's good night. And you would be like, what is going on? Well, we finally figured out Teddy snores so loud that Alexa would hear him, and he would turn it off all the time. So he was constantly turning the lights off because would snore so loud. It was awful.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we had to turn that setting off. Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. That's crazy.
Go.
I love that. Well, Miss Jessica, we've got a couple of special guests coming up, don't we? We've got a veterinarian, Dr. Mansa Meow, coming up on the show. She's a comedian and she's a veterinarian.
Yep, we do. And we have the Wait the Carry coming up. That's in a week.
Yep. And we still have seats available. Again, we can get up to 1,000 people in each of those webinars. I think we've got a little bit over 500 seats still available. So again, come on in with us. We'd love to have you there. And just a lot of stuff. It's, we're in the summertime season right now, but we're lots of stuff, a lot of good stuff's going on here, right?
Yes. Lots of good stuff. So we'll keep it coming. But
hey, and I just want to mention this. So Moose's March, my passion, our passion, my passion. We've just launched a new Moose Approved Badge program where we are awarding organizations Moose Approved badges. And they can be Clean and Clear Nutrition or Wellness Warrior. So check out moosesmarch.com. You'll see all these beautiful brands added to our site. And then you're going to start seeing Moose Approved logos and badges on different companies' websites. But right now, I think we've got Kukla Pet, A Pup Above. We've got this really Sleepy Pod and some other really beautiful organizations that are, if your pet's been diagnosed with cancer, this is going to help you in that journey for Moose Approved products and, talking about, those things that that, it may even be toys and the plastics and the dyes and the things like that, and the nylon within some of those bones that can cause the plastics that can cause cancer. So check that out, mrsmarch.com. Thanks for giving me space and grace to talk about that.
Always, always. It might be your passion, but it's our goal is to make sure that everybody has cancer tests for their pups and all that fun
Absolutely.
stuff. It's definitely a passion that we both have taken on, that, especially after, not that it needed to, and I'll probably cry again because, God forbid I cannot cry without saying that poor dog's name. But, after, Teddy having the, cancer of the brain and it taking him within 2 weeks, it was a rough 2 weeks. So I'm going to cry again. See, it's very emotional. So yeah, it's a passion.
It is. Guys, thank you for being with us. We hope we made you smile and laugh and maybe cry. So that's what we're here for all the time. And maybe next week I'm going to be wearing my hair like Jessica's if I can do that.
It's kind of fun, you gotta, I'm just going to be that old lady that braces life. And my goal is to be, I want to be like the Golden Girls. What was it? What's the the mother's name? The one that was always cranky. She was the youngest of them all, too. I can't think of her name. Not Marge, not Madge.
Is it Estelle Getty? Was it Estelle Getty? Wasn't it? Her name?
You might know.
I think that's who
name.
played it. That's who played the part. I don't remember her name, but I remember it was like...
I just want to be her.
Blanche?
You know what I mean?
No, Blanche was somebody. Was it Blanche?
Oh, no, I love Blanche. Everybody's got to have a little Blanche in her. Every female should have a little Blanche in her. A Blanche, all of them. You have to have all of the Golden Girls in you, just a little bit. So
I agree.
Yes. On that note, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Pets Are Family. You can find us on all the channels now. Yes, all of the channels now. So make sure you share us with your friends, your families, and your coworkers, and anybody that has a pet. Make sure you like us, give us your feedback, tell us if anything that you want us to talk about, all that fun stuff. You can reach me at jessica@petsourfamily.net or Tricia at petsourfamily.net. Thank you for everything that you guys do, but make sure you like us, subscribe, check us out on YouTube. You can always see what we're up to. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, all of the people that support us. We love every one of you, and we can't thank you enough. And remember, check out Moose's March, moosesmarch.com, moosesmarch.com. Come check us out. Talk to you guys soon. We'll see you next week. Bye.